Barn, show you our steel work, which this is our first inspection, 1 foot on center. I placed 3 bars in there, and if you'll notice, I staggered my dowel 1 foot on center each way. And we'll walk on down here and check out the rest of the footing here. As you see how I went underneath the pipe. Looks like I need to get the steel up off the ground right there for my first inspection. I'll reshoot this tomorrow morning before pour. And we did run a compactor over there, so I didn't get a video, but I did get a camera shot that I did bring my compactor here and compact it down real good. You see, here's one of our step downs. 3 bars going down through there. Looks like a 2 foot step. And we get a good shot of the 3 bars of steel. And we have another step down. And another one. And this is where we dug down, Aaron, as you'll see. That red flag. This is the far corner of the building. About 4 or 5 inches below finished grade. And then we back it up a little bit, and I'll show you this long run of this is a 6.5 foot wall, steps up, and it steps up again there, and then we have a continuous level all the way to that last step right there. Okay, we're back on this corner where I just shot from. Walk up to it. As you see my steel up in there. All the way down, still staggered that 1 foot dowel. And then there's one more step right here. You can get out of that shade here. 3 bars. Right on up to our other step down. Walked all the way around the outside here to show you our dowels and our long run here. See, the string line represents the exterior wall. And we come on down, right on down this. That stays 4 inches right away from that string line, right on down. And I think that's sufficient enough until tomorrow morning when I have a little better, get some of the stuff off the ground, a little bit that's sagging, and we'll go from there. Beautiful Friday. Sun's out, wind's blowing a little bit. Somebody mowing the lawn over. Let's see who that is. Oh, is he going to wave? Can you see us? Let's see. No. Fence is in the way. He's going to town though, isn't he? Hey, Saturday morning. Truck's here. We just got to re-steeling the footings by chairs. And let's see if we can get a close-up all off the ground there. Let's jump over here. And we'll shoot down this footing here. All the way down and let's see, grade now. And we sealed it all back up off the ground there. Anywhere it was less than 2 inches, we pulled it up. Come back over here to this side. And doing a little touch-up, clean out along the footing here. Picking up all the loose ends there. Coming around this back side. Cleaning it up out there. And I really think we're ready to go. One last corner here where we had to seal it real tight and we had to put some rocks in there to hold it up. But right on down the line here, we should pour it out. Good to go. We pour the walls. Guys tightening everything up. So our end bed's in place and set. I'll walk up here and show you what we got there. There's our steel. Coming through here. Let me get my picture here. Step, watch me, I'm going. Steel right down through there. Snap ties, wall straight. Okay, on top of the wall here. Going down. Let's see all the way down. We'll walk down there. I'll try to show you the best I can. Steel all tied in place. Dead center. All the way down. Okay, we're back here down close to the end of the wall right here. You see all the steel tied in place. We'll go down to the corner and look at that. Okay, with the far corner right here, as you can see, got double whalers on this corner because it's over 4 foot. And they're steel. I don't know how good we can see that down there. It's really dark. But that's all in place. Right on down through here. And that takes us through that corner. It's outside the back corner here. You can see what we did along here in the back of the existing barn. Take that all off and got snap ties all through there, cam locks, locking everything in place for an 8-inch wall. That's your double whaler system there for a wall over 4 foot. You see there's David waiting on the concrete truck. Got the conveyor belt out here. He's going to check the slump, which is right about a 3 to 4. That's my double whaler system, and now I put that splice together through the whalers going across there is doubled all the way through. And then when we go back down to this one, it goes back to single under 4 foot. Right on down to the corner. And this is the exterior wall formed. All the way down, take a glance at that steel work through here, your end bed, which we pull out and then set in place after the concrete's poured. There's our steel work. All the way down with the end bed sticking up. Water cooler with ice, can't forget that. I don't feel like turning it off and on, so I'm just going to keep it running as I walk. I'm back down to this corner. This is our front wall. Which we're approximately 5.5 inches above existing concrete over on the other end into the building. And I guess we're ready to rock and roll. See ya. Corner up against the house, which I forgot. We're pouring right up against the existing. There's our steel going right on down into there. And right there is where a footing drops. And our next wall picks up. You can see the sunlight's coming up a little bit. It's awful dark down there. That's all the way. All the way down to the end. And that's all she gets. Also, I'll show you our grade elevation out here. If we were an average of about 17 inches, 18 inches that we had to fill, now we're back up to about 21 inches there. So, to the inside here. And these poles, your column pads, we dug out, got some good solid clay there, which will be cleaned out. And I'm not pouring those with this wall, because that's 2 feet deep, and then our walls, I'm going to fill those up with gravel, and more than likely use a plywood box form, 2 foot at 2 by 2 foot. But these footings right here are probably 2 6 by 2 6. I'll make a little bit extra big just to make sure I got the right measurement. The guys are when they dig. You want 2 foot by 2 foot, you want up with a 1 foot 6 by 1 foot 6 bolt. Go bigger, and you don't have to worry about it. These are the columns. Like I said, I'll probably fill them in with gravel, and then top of concrete will probably be top of gravel, roughly 2 feet down, somewhere in that area. And that's about where we're at here. See the compacting, finishing that up, starting to form. We're digging out the column pads, and we're down to about one left. What we did is we backfilled with gravel about 2 feet, and we dug it back out, cleaned the grate up, back down the gravel, and the footing. There's a pipe running through that one, and that's our drain pipe. There's one, I haven't set the boxes yet. The other one. Back down to the 7-4 across there. Dave's running that pipe that I broke off, fixing that back up so we can spin around the wall. Checking out the grating. And you see how I have my steel here. It's going to bend all down into the paving area. And then on this side, you see we have steel on the inside and the outside. Especially on these corners, it's really important to have that one bar right there coming out. And then this bar at this end coming out, which will be your little apron right here. And we have one more drain right here for our gutters. Comes sloped all the way down. You need to tap into it for another one you can. All the way down to the other end. You can see it there. There we go. And do what you want with it.